The wife, holding the hand of another man, came back to the king's palace to pay her respects. But suddenly, she saw a shameful sight. She had never thought that her husband had passed away 10 years ago. But the dog Hachi was still waiting for him outside the station. Hachi's eyes were teary. He was sitting there, dirty and gloomy. Like before, there was no excitement and joy in him. The wife had come out of grief and moved on in her life. But Hachi was still there. It was a foolish hope. 10 years had passed. Where a man can't be loyal to his love, a dog did this. The old man selling coffee on the side of the road also started wiping his tears. Maybe he only knew what Hachi had endured in these 10 years. Hachi also recognized his owner, but his eyes were wandering here and there. He was afraid that someone would get off the train and he wouldn't recognize him. The first meeting of Hachi and his owner took place at a crowded railway station. Maybe it was a game of fate that he stood in front of the professor of music at the same time. The professor was kind-hearted. He thought that how could a dog of such a clean breed be a vagabond? He waited for someone to come to take him, but no one came to the last train. In helplessness, the professor left him near the station administration, but the staff there said that they could keep him for one night at most. After that, he would be sent to the animal shelter. The professor realized that the staff would not help much, so he decided to take the dog to his home quietly. When his wife saw him when he reached home, she clearly refused. He had raised a dog before and the pain of his death had broken him. So he swore not to raise a dog again, but for that night, he allowed him to keep it at home. The professor put a small bed for Hachi. He kept a toy with him so that he would not feel lonely. But as soon as the professor came out of the room, Hachi slowly came to the door and started peeping through a small hole. He could not say anything, but there were thousands of words in his deep black eyes. The next morning, the professor's daughter saw him and liked him very much. The professor thought that now Hachi would be allowed to stay at home. But the next moment, his wife announced to adopt a long dog. The professor understood that this was not a matter of debate.